Sagittarius, are you ready for your February 2021 reading? This is probably going to wrap my videos up for the day. I can't promise anything. I'm not 100% sure, but I do want to knock out Saggy. All right. So if you would like information on to schedule a personal reading, please look in the description box of this video. All right. Going to keep the same layout, same style that I've had for the last month or so. I'm going to do a reading for the past person, a reading for the current person, and a reading for the new person. No particular order. Whichever one wants to come out first is the one we are going to read first. But I don't know which deck I want to start out on first. How about this one? This is a brand new one here, but oh, it's been acting a little bit funky. I got to break this one in. 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. A little side trivia about me. A lot of you have heard my story of how I learned tarot, and this is actually the first official deck that I bought, and I was having a hard time learning it. I sat and took notes for, oh good God, probably a month, and I was still having a really hard time learning on this one here. So that's when I went out and I bought the Tarot of Dreams after that. And that's the one that I don't know why I clicked with the Tarot of Dreams and pretty much learned on that one. And when I very first started my first readings, those are the 2 decks that I read with. This one here and the Tarot of Dreams in 2018. Anywho, just some side trivia about me if you want to go back and look at my old videos. I was a skinny little dude. Skinny. I had long hair, pulled up in a man bun. Looked like a hippie. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Past person, current person, or new person. Let's see. Sagittarius, February 2021. Shows that there's a couple of you in here. Anybody want to comment and make yourself known? Feel free. Feel free. If not, no problem. 2 more shuffles here. 2 more. 1 and 2. Past, current, or new? What do we got here? Boom, the Justice reverse. Could be a Libra that you're dealing with here. Okay, so I do see communication coming in here. I think this is a past person. Yep. Because you do have that Death reverse. Could be a Capricorn that you're dealing with. Yep, I see communication. I do see this person wanting to come forward here. The problem is there's that Devil energy right there. I don't really know how, I just don't really know how pure their intentions are. Let's just say that, okay? Some of you, there could be a lot of drug and alcohol problems involved with this past person here. Some of you, now I'm just going to tell you straight up how I see it, which is how you all like to roll too. But it looks like some of you could be dealing with somebody that just wants a booty call. Possibly. Knight of Swords, Devil. But I do see him wanting to come forward here, but they're still a little bit guarded. The last time you all spoke, there could have been a big argument here, possibly for some of you. But the card, the 6 of Wands, is the underlying energy right here. So I kind of feel like some of you could have kids with this person too, possibly. But I really feel like you're kind of taking a step back from this, okay? It's really hard to say whether or not you'll even respond. You might respond here, okay? It's really hard to say because you have the 4 of Swords. But I really feel a distance. I think some of you will respond and actually talk to this person. Others of you will probably just completely ignore it. But even those of you who do respond and entertain this, I sense a distance here. There's this wall of I'm not really letting you through. There's a big lack of trust here. I don't really feel like you trust this person. A lot of you, and again, this isn't for everybody, but a lot of you have been doing things on your own and are starting to become comfortable with that, with your independence, okay? I do think that this person is still in love here. I do think they do still have feelings for you, for sure, but I just don't really see genuine intentions here. Not really. I don't think the 2 of you make a very healthy combination at all. I want to look a little bit more at this person. Past person. If you're not dealing with a past person, this is not for you. Past person Sagittarius is dealing with. There you all are. Now that chat's filling up. This is my 4th live today, so every time I do more than 3 live streams, YouTube stops notifying people. So I don't expect to pull the biggest crowd for this video, but the playback will be up, so it's all good. Playback will be up. Okay, the 3 of Wands, 3 of Wands. I think they've been waiting. This isn't random. For those of you who hear from this person here, it's not random. They didn't just wake up one day and say, I haven't thought about Sagittarius in a long time. I wonder how they're doing. No. They've been waiting on this. They've been waiting for the right opportunity, maybe thinking about what they're going to say. It was very pre-planned and predetermined, okay? 1, 2 more shuffles here, 2 more. 2 and 3. Boom, 4 of Pentacles reversed. Star card. Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, they've been waiting for a while. They've been waiting for a while. And for the longest time, I think that they had their mind made up at one point that they weren't going to reach out. They weren't going to, okay? It's taken a while. I think that it's probably going to come as a surprise, but they feel guilty. They want to apologize. They want to apologize, but I don't think they know how to say it. Didn't this come up for you all a month or 2 ago? I've been working really hard over the past several months to remember the readings, which is super hard to do. Once I get done with the reading, it's really hard to remember. Sometimes I struggle to remember what it was about and can't even think of what to title it, But I've been really working on that. And I could swear that this came up for you all, several weeks ago, maybe a month or 2 ago. Anyway, though, I do think that they want to apologize, but they still got a bit of an ego problem. Okay, they got a big ego problem and a bad attitude with this King of Swords reversed. So with the King of Swords reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, 7 of Swords reversed, lots of air energy here. Could be an air sign. Could be an Aquarius that you're dealing with. Could be anybody. But yeah, they do feel guilty here, but they're too proud to admit it. They're too proud to admit it. Some of you are dealing with somebody who cares more about money, very superficial. When it all comes down to it, I think the 2 of you probably could have had a lot of potential. But this person is too proud and too arrogant. Okay, I think they're a little bit too arrogant to actually open up and have an emotional connection with you. And they care much more about the appearance of things, how things look or how much money we have or things like that. That's like number 1. And the emotional connection is at the bottom of the list here. Okay, so again, this isn't random. And I think that's probably why a lot of you are keeping your distance here, keeping like an energetic distance, because you already know they owe you an apology and they're still too damn proud to say it, right? Now, what advice do we have? Advice. Thank you all for the positive feedback. Appreciate it. What advice do we have here? Advice. 3 more shuffles here. 3 more. Okay. Princess of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in this deck here. Prince of Cups. Okay. All right. So honestly, what I would do here with the Queen of Cups energy right underneath of the Page of Pentacles energy, any communication that you decide to engage in, definitely keep it very, very, I don't want to say detached. I mean, detached is one way to look at it, but that just kind of sounds negative. So I don't want to be euphemistic here, but I don't want to say be detached. But just keep it very matter of fact and very casual. Okay, don't allow yourself to get emotionally sucked into it, but maintain a calm emotional presence about yourself. Don't let yourself get too worked up or pissed off or angry or sad or anything like that. Keep a calm emotional presence about yourself, but I would definitely keep it at least an energy. You're basically, I think a lot of you are doing it right. I wouldn't necessarily ignore this person. I wouldn't ignore it really. Just as long as you are aware that you have enough emotional integrity to not let this person be able to like hook into your heart center and tug you around with your emotions. A lot of you are dealing with somebody who in the past was very good at doing that. They could get an emotional reaction out of you. They knew every button to push. Now they're going to try to push them buttons, and them buttons are broke. They don't work no more, do they? That's the goal, okay? That's the goal. That's the goal. All right. So let's look at the current person. Okay, if you're not dealing with a current person in your life, this is not your reading. If you're dealing with a current person in your life and everything is just fine, this is still not your reading. So I always put the intention into these readings that there is an issue. I think it's very safe to assume that, or you wouldn't even be here, would you? 2 more shuffles here for the current person. 2 and 3. Boom. Okay. All right. The overall issue here is, all right. So I really feel like there's a lot of emotional codependency happening right here, and it's draining. It's very, very draining. One, the other, or both of you. Basically, to sum it up, a lot of you have heard me go on this tangent. I really don't have time today for this reading, but to sum it up, when we're in an emotional codependent relationship, one, the other, or both of us blames the other person for our emotional state, right? And not to say that another person can't piss you off or can't hurt you or anything like that, but essentially it's your job to make sure that I feel whole, happy, and loved. Okay, it's your responsibility to make sure that I'm happy, you know? And that right there, once we dig that hole a little bit too deep, which is really easy to do, then it becomes very, very draining, very, very draining, okay? A lot of you are just walking away from this here. Okay, I really think that this person here has probably had their head in the clouds with a lot of other options available. Could have had one foot out the door this whole time, wondering what else is out there. Probably want to date around some more, honestly, okay? Because again, and we see this cycle every time we have somebody who's in that emotional codependent energy, okay? I'm looking to you to fulfill me, which you can't do anyway. That's impossible. But I'm not aware of that. I think it's possible. I think there's this person out here that's going to fill this empty void in my heart. So if you're not doing it, who's going to? Somebody is. Who out there is going to fill this empty void in my heart if it's not you? Right? And I've sadly witnessed people bounce through this cycle their whole damn life looking for that person that's going to fulfill them when that's not possible. That's not the way it works at all. Okay? If you feel like you need a person to fulfill you emotionally, you're not on the frequency of true love. You're on the frequency of emptiness. And if you're on the frequency of emptiness, things are going to happen in your life, manifestations that vibrationally complement the frequency of emptiness. And it's a very simple system. It's a very simple system, okay? But I see a lot of contemplating walking away from this, and I really think they've been planning on it, okay? I don't see them doing it just yet. But that emotional codependence here is very, very draining. And I think a lot of you and the person you're dealing with are very drained as a result of this connection. Okay? All right. So what advice do we have? Advice. Thank you all for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Y'all some good sports, man. Been a lot of good sports today. Every time I look up, I see positive feedback up there. Thank you all. Appreciate it. All right. Let's get 3 shuffles here for the advice. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the 4 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Okay, so there's a lot to think about here. A lot of you, okay, so look, a lot of you, I think, and I can't tell the cross watcher this because, you know, this isn't their reading, this is yours, but a lot of you are, in your own mind, allowing your anxiety and your nervousness to create a bigger situation than the one that actually exists, okay? And that's the bad thing about allowing fear and anxiety to make decisions for us. It's easier said than done. I'm not here to make it sound like it's easy. But a lot of you need to, and I hate to sound this way, but you need to relax and chill. Relax and chill. I think that probably both of you, honestly, have been acting out of nervousness and acting out of fear and acting out of anxiety. And that can put a huge strain, enough to eventually sever the connection. Okay? That's not necessary here. That's not necessary. Okay? Not necessary. A lot of you need to, like, assign yourself some alone time. Okay? That doesn't mean break up with the person. That just means assign yourself a day where you say, okay, well, I'm going to go out to eat by myself just to go have some alone time. You know, not go hang out with friends. I'm going to assign myself some alone time. Okay, it's very, very powerful. That's what I think a lot of you need to do. Okay, so that with the Queen of Cups, you can maintain that. That's not just emotional integrity, but that's emotional intelligence. The Queen of Cups, she's an extremely emotional lady. Okay, there's not really a whole lot of logic with the Queen of Cups, but she's extremely emotionally intelligent, highly emotionally intelligent and mature. So it's very important. And, you know, she just sits on her throne by herself. That's how she becomes so emotionally intelligent. She just sits there with her cup and chills with it. You know what I mean? She's got a lot of time to figure out how to get those emotional waters calmed down and relaxed, you know? So it looks like not all is lost here. This doesn't need to come to an end. Okay. All righty. So last but not least, let's see. We already did past person, current person. Now we're going to do new person. Okay. If you're not dealing with a new person, this is not for you. If you're not interested in a new person, this is not for you. This is for Sagittarians dealing with or interested in something new coming in. 9 of Wands reversed. Okay, that's good. Reshuffle. 1. 2 more. Okay, 4 of Wands reversed. Okay, Knight of Cups. Ace of Cups. Okay. All right, so something needs to be done here. Okay, something definitely needs to be done. The problem is you're still guarded. Okay, both of you are still very heavily guarded. And I feel like this feels like you, though, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you all are a mutable fire sign. It's not uncommon at all for you all to hurry up and fire the gun, you know. But I really think that a lot of you, and I just got done telling Scorpio this too. I've been seeing a lot of this with the new person for a lot of different signs. A lot of overthinking it and kind of reluctant. I don't know. But I have a feeling here that if you wait too long, the universe is going to shut the door and say, okay, never mind, too late. And somebody's going to walk away from this here. I think there is potential here. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. But you got that guard up. Because what happens when we read the new person? Every time, show of hands. What happens? Every time. Those of you who watch every video that I put up, and I know there's some of you who do, what comes up with the new person? Past energy. Every time. Every time, every time, every time. Okay? And it's very normal. It's very common. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't do that. Every last one of us has done that. When we go into we come together with somebody new, one of the very first things we start doing is comparing them to the last person that fucked us over, right? Oh, yeah, you know you've done that. I've done it. We've all done it, okay? And if we put too much in, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying just be naive and stick your head in the sand and ignore all the red flags, but there's a line that we need to draw in the sand. If we put too much energy and intention into searching until we find a red flag, we're going to find one. We're going to find one. Yes, we will. But I really feel like the longer you wait, somebody's walking away from this here. If you wait too long, it'll be too late. All right. What advice do we have? Oh, Page of Swords showing its face there for you. What advice do we have for the new person? Advice. Temperance in the reverse. Okay. That's the Sagittarius card in the reverse. You're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone just a little bit. Okay. 4 shuffles. Two of Swords reversed. I knew that was going to come out, dude. You need to make a decision. You need to make a decision. Okay. So this is very interesting. This has been coming up very frequently here. You're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads. I don't really think there's one path that's better or worse than the other. There's no right path, wrong path. I have a feeling you're at a crossroads right here and you have a choice. Okay. But if you do want to see where this could go, how much potential that there is, it's very important that you make a decision. Make a decision and make sure you let your guard down. Let your guard down, okay? Don't just assume that this person is going to be like the past person. If there was any way to guarantee that they are, it would be to try to compare them too much. And eventually you will put yourself on a timeline where the universe has no choice but to bring forth an aspect of that person that complements what you're looking for, okay? That's where it gets kind of convoluted and deep, so I'm not really going to dig all that up. I'm thinking about putting bonus material up that explains some of that stuff. A lot of people ask for that, but for right now, let your guard down and make a decision. Don't sit around and overthink it, okay? But if you really are, like a lot of you really are still not even healed, okay? Some of you are still dealing with healing. And that's normal, that's fine, but I always recommend, and hey, you can do it. I always recommend allow yourself to heal first, okay? Allow yourself to heal first. If we jump into a new situation with a new person and we're not healed, it's not a guarantee. Anything's possible, but the chances of that negative energy that you're still carrying and haven't worked through is going to sabotage a new connection is very, very high. Very, very high. Okay. So yeah. For those of you who really do feel like there's a bad chance of, maybe you could accidentally sabotage it, or it just doesn't feel right. Okay, then that's fine. Just back away from it and say, I'm sorry. We can't go any further with this. I got to do me. I got to heal. I got to do my own thing. So that's a crossroads that you're at. Okay. I don't really think one choice is better than the other. Okay. Anyway, I feel like your all's messages have come through today. Thank you all so much for tuning in and playing along. I appreciate all the positive feedback, man. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to look in the description box of the video if like information on scheduling a personal reading. Other than that, though, I am going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again for tuning in and showing love, y'all. It seemed like there was something else that I wanted to say, man. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know as soon as I click off of here, I'm going to think, oh, well, whatever. Anyway, I'll see y'all sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Y'all have a good day.